Box Records. Karima. Say you just watch my waistline. Bounce and I move to the baseline. Run up to me just like.
We back another Monday. Power Reggae radio show. PowerReggae.com. The lovely voice that you've been hearing for the last 3 songs. I just want to make sure that I'm getting the pronunciation of the name correct. Is it Karima or Karima?
Karima.
Karima. That she goes by the name Karima. And she also goes by the moniker the Princess of Dancehall. We will get into that in a little bit, but I want to introduce the voice that you've been hearing for the past 3 songs. Once again, the beautiful, the lovely Karima. Introduce yourself.
Thank you. Hey everybody, what's up? It's Karima. So happy and thankful that you guys are having me on this show today. Yeah.
Okay. You okay with me calling you the Princess of Dancehall?
Yes, I am.
Okay. We're gonna get into the reason why I'm calling you that in a minute. But the last 3 songs that we just heard. The last one, let's start with the last one, entitled Go. Entitled Go. Tell us a little bit about that record. We'll talk about the other 2 that we played as well. Talk about the project as a whole and you as an artist. But let's start with that last record that we just heard. Lovely voice, strong voice. Tell us a little bit more about it.
Thank you so much. So that one was Go. That's another song that's off of my EP. So pretty much I wrote it for my ladies. You know, voice of the woman. I wanted to touch on being in that relationship where things just kind of not going right and you're in that standstill, whether you want to leave or you want to go. So that's pretty much where that came from.
Okay. Lovely song.
Thank you.
Powerful voice.
Thank you.
Before we go into the other 2, the name Karima, is that your given government name?
It's actually Karima, and we kind of just dropped the A and just call it Karima.
Okay. Was there a reasoning behind that? I'm trying to get to the reason for the name.
I mean, growing up, it was kind of like a little nickname that my parents would call me, and they always call me Rima as well. So it's like, why not just use it? I'm kind of used to it growing up, so yeah, we just kind of went with that.
Okay, we're gonna cut the suspense. You mentioned your parents,
Yes.
and I also mentioned that you go by the moniker the Princess of Dancehall.
Yes.
Before we continue with the interview, I want the listeners to understand why you were given that moniker, and I'm pretty sure they will be impressed with what we're about to tell them right now. Karima,
Yeah.
daughter of a legendary artist, and I'll let you tell it to the listeners.
So my dad is King Yellowman, reggae icon.
King Yellowman.
Dancehall, King Yellowman.
Okay, now my first experience seeing you was actually a couple years ago. You were performing in Jamaica with him. Growing up with a legendary father such as Yellowman, and following in his footsteps into the music. Tell us a little bit about that journey. Was that something you always wanted to do?
Yeah, you know, like I said, as a little girl growing up and watching Daddy doing his thing, it was just always inside of me knowing that I have to do that one day. And then now the opportunity presents itself, and you know, it's kind of pushing through and working hard and making my own name and kind of making my own footsteps.
Okay. So when did you actually first start recording music? Not even professionally. When did you first start putting pen to paper and your voice to a microphone?
So my very first time actually ever writing, I was probably around 10 years old, 10, 11 years old. Yeah, that was my very first time just kind of writing anything. Most of my stuff came from poetry because that's kind of where I kind of started my poetry, and then I kind of turned it into music, and then from there it just kind of grew as the years go by and stuff like that.
Okay, when you first started doing poetry and writing music, what was, in your mind, what was your end game to you putting the pen to paper? What was your goals, I should say, your aspirations at that point in time when you were first penning your poetry? Did you know you wanted to be an artist already at that time?
Definitely. For as long as I can remember, just growing up and just loving music, just growing into it with Daddy and everything, and being on tour. Even as a baby girl, I was on tour with him and just seeing him. I was always fascinated with what he's doing, even when I didn't understand it. And then growing up and learning more, and I'm like, wow,
Okay,
This
so
is what I love.
so your involvement in the music, it came from a very young age, and your
Yes,
father,
definitely.
he encouraged you
Yes.
with the music as well?
Yes, from day one. That has always been my biggest support, so from day one.
Did he ever say to you he wanted you to be an artist?
He didn't say it actually, but it's like more in his actions, you know? Because even around the house, I'll be singing and, like I said, writing and stuff like that. And he'll buy me boombox, he'll buy me microphones, he'll buy me keyboard. It's like he always encouraged me to just
Actions
work on my
speak
craft.
louder than words. Actions do speak louder than words. So shout out to young man once again
Yes.
for giving us this beautiful voice, this beautiful talent. Okay, now we played 2 other records off of the EP, and before we get into the name of the EP is called Drop It.
Drop it.
I believe it was released last Friday.
Yes, it was
Okay,
right.
see, I'm up to speed. I'm up to speed.
Appreciate that.
Okay, now there are 5 songs included on the EP. Is this your first body of work that you're actually putting out?
Yes, very first EP ever, and I'm just feeling over the roof and truly blessed and excited that it's out and that everybody gets to hear it.
Okay, now you have a legendary father who is a dancehall artist, but your sound is slightly different. And reading your EP, it was referred to as reggae pop.
Yes.
Who are some of your influences outside of family life that helped you as an artist? It's
a long list. I could start as far as like reggae and stuff like that. I love people like Tanya Stevens, I love Barry Simon. When it comes to my pop and R&B, Nicki Minaj, Beyonce, Rihanna, Drake, you know? I just kind of draw influence from everybody and just kind of create my song.
Okay, and the term reggae pop, is that something that you and your team came up with, or was that something when people heard your music, they kind of said, okay, well, this is the lane that we're putting you in?
It's a little bit of both, because the way how I was writing, it was something no one was really familiar with or no one really knew of before. So when they heard it, they're like, oh, I see where she's coming from. I see where the reggae and the pop kind of, you know, fuse. So that's pretty much where it started, like just me writing, purely writing anything.
Not only that, but the listeners will have to wait until we drop the actual video for this interview to see what I'm looking at. But you also do have the pop image to you, the look, I should say. Okay, nicely perfected, by the way. Hot. That was the first record that we played. Tell us a little bit more about that record, and let's get into the production and more into the music itself this time.
So pretty much my entire EP, 4 tracks off of my EP was produced, co-written with producer out of Kingston, Jamaica, Richie Loop. Big up Richie Loop every time. And how it kind of came about where, just from a female standpoint, where you see a crush and you see that guy and you want to say hi, be a little shy, kind of where it kind of, build up and.
Just to stop you for 1 minute, is that What's in My Cup, Richie Loop?
That's Richie Loop, yes.
Okay, so we really going pop now.
Yeah.
Okay, so back to he helped you with the production for the entire EP?
Yes.
Okay. It explains the difference in the sound as well, hearing who's the producer. Now, okay, so the song title High, tell us a little bit more about that. What went behind you penning that record and bringing it to us?
Yeah, so it was pretty much, talking from a woman's standpoint, where you see that hot guy and you want to approach him, and you just don't know approach him, a little shy and stuff like that. Kind of just feeling yourself, feeling the vibe, and, that's pretty much where it came about.
Okay, that's the second record. I'm paying attention to what you're saying.
Paying attention.
Second record where you sing, you're speaking for your ladies.
Mm-hmm.
The record Long Time is also along those lines as well.
Yes.
So is this the overall theme of the EP where you are the voice of the ladies?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Now, your formal training in music, I believe you grew up in Jamaica, but you migrated to the U.S.?
Yes, yes.
Okay. When did the actual formal training start?
Formal training, you mean like
Going
just
to the
going to
studio,
studios and
recording?
like that? It started a little bit as I want to say it started before I come here, before I came to the U.S. You know, we're dabbling a little bit in Jamaica, but nothing serious. So the full-on like work and stuff like that started when I got here.
Okay, so were you actually gracing the stage, performing alongside your father? Because there was a big song that you had before this.
Yes, yes. Father's love.
Exactly.
Father's love.
Okay. So now, were you actually doing stage shows before you were actually recording as an artist?
Not as mainstream as, you know, with Daddy and stuff like that. All of that started as I started pushing out my music, you know, 3 years ago.
Okay.
And yeah, Father's Love is one of those really big tracks that we had.
So you recorded Father's Love, and he decided immediately that he would incorporate you in some of the shows that he was doing at that time.
Yes, yes.
What was that experience like, stepping on the stage?
That was amazing. It's beyond words, you understand? Like growing up and watching my dad perform and then being alongside him and getting the love and appreciation that his fans always giving me, words. I can't explain it.
Okay, we're gonna delve a little bit more into the EP when we come back.
Yes.
What we're gonna do at this point in time is we're gonna load up. Since we've been talking about your father, we're gonna load up one of the tracks that I consider a standout track on the EP. Just the way it starts catches your attention. Johnny, I think you know what record I'm talking about. That record, when you hear that first sample, it just jumps out at you immediately. You know what record I'm talking about, John?
Johnny?
PowerReggae.com, Power Reggae Radio. We're gonna get into this record with a crazy sample that started, and then we're gonna come back and discuss it, and we're gonna get into a little bit more with Karima.
Yes.
Power Reggae Radio Show. Original style. Original style. Okay, now that record, like I said, that was one of the standouts when I first listened to the EP. Well, you know, the EP is, like you said, you're speaking to the ladies, so you know that one kind of more dealt with the guys. Okay, but before you get into the reasoning of the song, and a little bit more of the song, whose idea was it to sample?
You know what's so funny about the situation? I always wanted to do a sample off of one of Daddy's songs, and this one is one of my favorites. And when I met up with Richie Loop, it's like he was reading my mind off the bat. That was the one he came up with without me even telling him. I was like, wait, you know? So that's pretty much how that sample came about.
Okay, you did it justice.
Thank you.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Okay, so now we're delving back into the EP. Once again, it is available now on all digital platforms, entitled Drop It.
Drop It.
We're gonna get to that song in a minute, because you got the video for that one. We're gonna get into that one in a minute. But the EP is now available once again on all digital platforms. The record label, I had a question about that. It says it's Yellow Baby. Does that have anything to do with your father?
It's pretty much, the name came from, you know, Daddy pretty much. Okay. But I'm on an indie label right now, so that's Yellow Baby.
So Yellow Baby, is it your label?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I wanted to hear. That's what we wanted to hear. We always encourage independence and taking control of your own. Masters, recording, ASCAP, everything. Okay, I'm proud of you for that one right there. Okay, and moving along. You are currently stopping by, you're doing interviews.
Yes.
Are you doing any shows go along with the release of the EP?
Yeah, we have a few stuff coming up. We're just pretty much trying to work out the details with that. We're gonna have some here and some overseas. So I'll keep you guys posted.
Okay. And once again, earlier I touched on seeing you perform with your father. As far as you as a solo artist, where are some of the places that you've been to perform so far in your career, and what's some of the feedback that you've gotten?
I've been performing pretty much a tri-state so far. The feedback has been amazing. It has been truly amazing. The overpouring of love that I'm receiving, it's more than I ever imagined or even dreamed, even at my stage in my career right now. It's really, really a lot of big, love and everything.
Any plans on going back to Jamaica to perform anytime soon?
Not that I know of, but we have a few little stuff that we're trying to work out to figure out if we want to do something with Daddy or it's just gonna be with me. But I would love to do something in Jamaica. Okay,
and we also want to keep the fans abreast of your every move and what you're doing. So where can the fans follow you on social media or reach out, see what you're doing on social media so they can get to these shows or pick up the latest music that you have, see the latest video that you have?
Okay, so pretty much you can find me on my Instagram, which is _K_REEMA, or Karima Music. My Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, everything is under Karima Music, and you can find all my music there.
Okay, do you have a SoundCloud as well?
Sorry?
SoundCloud?
Yes, I have a SoundCloud as well. Karima Music, K-A-R-E-E-M-A Music.
Twitter?
Twitter, Karima Music, K-A-R-E-E-M-A Music.
Okay. Now, you mentioned you also have a YouTube page, which is Karima Music.
Yes.
The visual that you have on that page now, that the listeners could go to and see you right away, is for the title track of the EP.
Yes.
Drop It.
Drop It.
Okay, before we get into the music, tell us a little bit about the song, the visual that you have out now, and then we're going to introduce the new record.
So pretty much Drop It, the whole concept came about, it was more from, my fan base. I always been doing tours with Daddy, a lot of shows and stuff like that. It's been a little minute since Father's Love and We Don't Give a What since I've put out new music, and everyone was like, hey, when you drop in some new music, when you drop in this, when you drop in that. So it's kind of, that whole vibe is kind of stuck with me. And then, Richie Lou came in with his music and, we co-wrote it, and we wanted something to make the people and feel good and be able to get up and dance to, and Drop It was born.
Okay, shout out to Richie Lou. That's
Richie
a real
Lou.
talent. That's a real talented individual.
Oh yeah, real
and I'm glad to see that you're hooking up with him. Okay, so the video now is out now on YouTube, Karima Music, for the title song of the EP, Drop It. And it's basically a response, as she says, to the fans asking you for more music.
More music.
Okay. Beautiful visual, by the way.
Thank you.
Make sure I'm going to check it out.
Yes.
Johnny,
Yes.
let the listeners hear this record that we're talking about now. It's entitled Drop It, Power Reggae Radio Show, PowerReggae.com.
Small Box Records.
TGM Radio, PowerReggae.com. Shout out to Richie Loop on that beat right there.
Yes.
And the sound that we have right now, you are calling your sound reggae pop, but Afrobeat is leaking into hip hop, and it's also, I don't want to say leaking into reggae, but reggae is taking a little bit of it as well.
Yes, yes.
That record right there made me, I'm hearing like Kid on the remix to that. That's the feel that I got of that record.
That would be great.
Definitely a great record.
Thank you.
I know your father's proud.
Yes, yes.
Shout out to the legendary young man once again. Shout out to Richie Lou on the production.
Yes,
he definitely saw the talent because he gave you some heat.
I know.
Yeah. Once again, before we tune out, after hearing that record, Johnny, when we go off air, before we go off air, can you play that record one more time for the listeners? The reggae pop sound once again. Just let the listeners know when they hear Karima, what they actually get. Just describe the sound again one more time for the listeners.
So pretty much it's a fusion of both worlds from when I grew up in Kingston, Jamaica, to now live in the States. So I kind of fuse both worlds, my reggae and my pop.
Okay, that could even work in Trinidad too, Bubbles, right?
Yes.
Yeah, my Trinidad friend Bubbles over
That's
there.
something called rap soul.
Yeah, rap sound.
Yeah.
You definitely got a world sound.
Thank you.
And once again, we're proud of you here at PowerReggae.com. The EP Drop It is available now, all digital platforms. The video's available on YouTube. Well, we're going to give you a live concert before we tune out tonight. That's what we always do. Not to surprise you, but that's what we always do for the listeners. Johnny, we're not going to give anything pop right now. We're going to load up something real traditional for her. Real traditional. She's going to show us that lineage that she got. Shout out to Daddy. The sound. Karima once again. Drop It. Available now on all digital platforms. The video is also available on YouTube. Check her out, Karima. Karima Music. K_Rima. It was definitely a pleasure.
Oh, thank you. Thank you guys so much for having me.
Anything you want to tell the fans before we tune out tonight?
I just want to tell everyone thank you so much for the unconditional love and support that you guys have been showing me. Continue to rock with me on my journey. Big up Marie, big up my team. Hi Daddy, hi Mommy.
Beautiful, beautiful. TGM Radio, Power Reggae Radio Show, PowerReggae.com. Check us out, July 30th in Milk River once again.
July 12th, Kalisa in Milk River.
July 12th in Milk River. Once again, Kalisa, acoustic set. And check out the website. Stay up to date on all the shows, all the latest releases. Keep you up to date on everything. The Power of Reggae, PowerReggae.com, Power Reggae Radio Show. Tune in next Monday, 4 to 8. Johnny, you want to go back to that record, that record that you played earlier, and then we say goodnight to the listeners. But thank you for tuning in once again. It was definitely a pleasure having our special guest tonight, Karima.
Thank you.
Talented, beautiful. multi-talented.
Oh, thank you.
Shout out to King Yellowman for giving us this talent. Shout out to Richie Loop on the production. Drop it available now on all digital platforms.